This episode is brought to you by Nespresso. Gift magical mornings with Nespresso Virtuo Pop. Compact and stylish, Virtuo Pop is made to meet every morning coffee craving. From espresso to coffee, hot or iced, at the click of a button. And celebrate the season with Nespresso's limited edition coffee flavors. Sweet almond and hibiscus, cinnamon and candied tamarind, and festive double espresso. Magic in the making. Shop the holiday gift collection exclusively at Nespresso.com.
If we knew more about our sleep, what would we do differently? Would we go to bed at a consistent time or take steps to reduce interruptions to our sleep? With the all-new Sleep Score, Apple Watch measures your bedtime consistency, interruptions, and sleep duration. Then, every morning it combines these factors into an easy-to-understand score from 1 to 100. So you'll know how to take the quality of your sleep from good to excellent. Introducing the new Sleep Score on Apple Watch. iPhone 11 or later required.
Good morning. This is Mike Stoller for the Stoller Real Estate Report. What's happening in the residential market in New York City? I'm not an expert, but I brought an expert here today. I have the president of Brown Harris Stevens Development Marketing, Steve Kliegerman, to tell us what's going on. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, Michael.
Okay, so let's talk about different markets around the city in the rental market and then the condo market. Talk about the rental market.
Well, the rental market, Michael, has, since COVID passed, let's say, has seen a tremendous resurgence. If you remember, during and right after COVID, vacancies were up. Everyone was giving deals on rent. People were basically begging their tenants to stay in their apartments. Well, fast forward 4 years, and vacancy levels are at their lowest they've ever been. New construction in rental units is thriving, and the rental market is absolutely exploding. Now, for consumers, that's not necessarily the best thing because it means that rents are high, but there's a lot of really quality rental product out there. It's just a matter of being able to afford it. Rents in new construction are now anywhere between $100 and $125 a square foot.
So why don't we put that, what does that equivalent in for a one-bedroom, two-bedroom, and studio, so on? So
studios, basically, in any new building are starting between $3,700 and $4,000, going up to about $5,200. One-bedrooms will start in the $5,000 range and go as high as $7,000, even $8,000 a month. Two-bedrooms will start in the high sixes, low sevens, and go all the way up to $10,000, $11,000 a month. And then if you're lucky enough to find a three-bedroom rental, those will be $12,000 a month and more. And these are in highly amenitized, brand new buildings with, a full service staff, 10, 20, 30, 40,000 square feet of amenities. It's like living in a luxury hotel.
Okay, what about the other market?
So the other market being kind of the non-luxury market?
Yes.
So the non-luxury market, you're going to be studios, again, still into the low 3,000s to mid 3,000s, one bedrooms from 4,000 to 5,000, two bedrooms starting at 5,000 to 6 or 7. Those will be more of your older buildings, kind of like, your first apartment out of college. Maybe it's in Murray Hill, or maybe it's down in the financial district.
What about Brooklyn?
Brooklyn's amazing. Brooklyn also is seeing a tremendous resurgence in the rental market and amazing product. Brooklyn can be up to $100 a square foot, but certainly is the better neighborhoods in Brooklyn are in the $80 to $90 a square foot range. So about a 10 to 15% discount to Manhattan, but not a tremendous discount.
What about anything in Queens? Flushing in the other markets?
Well, Long Island City is kind of...
That's a separate market.
A separate marketplace, but Long Island City is also seeing rents into the high 70s and mid $80 a square foot.
How's the condo market in Long Island City?
It's reasonably strong. There's a building there, Skyline Tower, that has kind of slow absorption, but they're getting tremendous numbers for high floor apartments with views into the $2,000 a square foot point. But in general, Long Island City condo market is more of a mid-teens condo market, 14, 15, 16, 1,700 a foot. But then you've got neighborhoods like Astoria, which is a wonderful neighborhood where you can still find things between $1,000 and $1,200 a foot.
Which is interesting. What about going into anything in the Bronx or Staten Island is quiet as hell, right?
Staten Island is quiet. It's a market within its own marketplace. The Bronx, if you look at Mott Haven, it's mostly a rental market, but they built thousands of rental units in Mott Haven, which is really an extension of Manhattan. It's right across the river. The 6 train stops there. Their rents are in the $60 a square foot range, kind of about equal to what the better buildings in Harlem in the 125th Street corridor are renting for.
And how is Harlem doing?
Harlem's hurting a little bit, actually. Harlem has not fared as well coming out of COVID as other neighborhoods in the city. It's sad because Harlem was really surging going into the year 2020. But that marketplace has pulled back a little bit. I think, number one, neighborhoods like Long Island City have eaten into their marketplace a little bit. Also, there's a lot less developable areas in Harlem than there were 10 or 15 years ago. So I think just the opportunities aren't as great as well.
Let's talk about opportunities around the city. The Upper East Side and the West Side are important topics.
Well, the Upper East Side has seen probably the most construction we've ever seen on the Upper East Side at one time. The Upper East Side
in both the rental and the condo.
Both rental and condo. There are a number of developers. Mickey Naftali being the most notable, who has developed a number of buildings, condos on the Upper East Side. Those buildings, some of them are Robert A.M. Stern designs or other notable architects, are averaging in the high $2,000s to $3,000 a square foot. These buildings are highly amenitized. They have very large apartments catering more towards the empty nester or families of some sort that are looking to be near the private schools. And because there was no inventory in the Upper East Side for so long in new construction, and because of the Second Avenue subway construction, which really didn't just impact Second Avenue, it impacted all of the avenues because of the congestion that it caused. What you're seeing now is the benefit of the Second Avenue subway being completed and the neighborhood coming together, and you've got tremendous opportunities on the Upper East Side for housing. Anywhere from mid-block buildings that are selling in the $2,000 square foot range all the way to the super tall towers that are getting $3,000 a foot and up.
What about the Upper West Side, which is a tough market because there's no development land?
The Upper West Side is always the most constrained marketplace. Now, back in, I'd say, 2015 to 2020, you did see a lot of construction on the Upper West Side, but it still paled in comparison to the rest of the city. The Upper West Side recently, Mickey Naftali launched a building earlier this year, the Henry on West 84th Street. That building has performed incredibly well, averaging slightly over $3,000 a square foot, mostly large apartments. They have 2 big townhouses that they're selling. I believe the building's over 65% sold, and it's not even occupiable yet. The Upper West Side is historically inventory low. It's also, by square footage, kind of the smallest neighborhood in New York City, right? So, but it's highly desirable. You have a lot going on, what I would call the southern end of the Upper West Side, where Extel developed 50 West 66th Street. They're going to be developing the Disney site, which is rumored to be, over 500 units. Right? And I'm sure it's going to be an incredible development. We're working on a project in the West 80s that's going to be a boutique building with 3, 4, and 5 bedroom apartments that are some of the best layouts I think I've ever seen. That's going to be a tremendous addition to the Upper West Side as well. But it continues to be in high demand because it's a beautiful neighborhood. And it doesn't, even though it's in the heart of the city, it doesn't feel congested.
What about Lower Manhattan?
Lower Manhattan has seen a lot of rental development. Obviously, you've got all the Water Street developments, thousands of rental apartments coming. The response to those apartments has been absolutely tremendous. Those buildings have tens of thousands of square feet of amenity space. It's also the most convenient neighborhood in the city because you can literally get anywhere from Lower Manhattan. You can get East Side, West Side, Brooklyn, Queens from any subway. You can easily get to Hoboken on the ferry or Jersey City on the ferry. So the Lower Manhattan has traditionally been more of a rental market, but there are a number of condominiums that have been built there that are now absorbing because they're kind of right priced, slightly under $2,000 a foot. So I actually think Lower Manhattan's a real bargain because the pricing is very attractive.
What about, my last question, what about 42nd Street, all these new buildings, or the conversion of these buildings?
So the conversion of these buildings, and again, it's a similar story. The Pfizer building is going to be converted into over 1,000 apartments. I think it's one of the biggest office buildings in the city. That's going to create a tremendous opportunity for renters who want to be able to easily get to work without taking any type of mass transportation. It's a very central location. I think that's going to be the most successful rental building that's ever been developed in Manhattan.
Yeah, that's a nice positive view. I'm happy about that. I'd like to thank Steve Kliegerman for being here.
It's my pleasure. Always a pleasure to see you, Michael.
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here. Wishing you a very happy half-off holiday because right now Mint Mobile is offering you the gift of 50% off unlimited. To be clear, that's half price, not half the service. And Mint is still premium unlimited wireless for a great price. So that means a half day, yeah? Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.